Do people ever tell you that you're too much? Maybe they don't say it to your face, but they just leave you with these comments, and you feel like you've been too intense or too outspoken. Or maybe you get ghosted for no reason. Like, even after you have this very connected experience with someone, they just never come back to you, and you feel they're avoiding you, or, they just pull away without explaining why. And you end up feeling that there's something wrong with you. You start going over what you said, what you did. You have these regrets, these doubts about yourself, and like you feel like that, that you did something wrong or you don't belong. Well, let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with you. And you being too much for some people is actually you being your authentic self. You have the gift of authenticity. And this gift is actually a portal to miracles. And in this recording, I'm going to talk more about what authenticity is. Everybody is craving authenticity these days, but its actual meaning can get blurry, and there's a difference between authenticity and vanity or self-obsession. So this is what I'm gonna dive into today. And this is episode 3.1 of Portals to Miracles. This is my series on how to co-create miracles in your life. If you watched my intro episode in the welcome video, I talk more about why I'm doing this series and who is it for. And I'm going to repeat that my intention is to actually show you how your soul gifts are an expression of the divine flowing through you. And I want you to just get inspired to decondition from all that you've been told and remember your natural essence, because you are the space where the miracle of life happens. And today, in this episode, we're going to talk about the third portal to miracles with the gift of authenticity. And I'll start by saying that when we are around authentic people, two things might happen. We either feel inspired, we feel motivated, encouraged, we feel uplifted when we see someone being their authentic self, or we get triggered big time. And we get triggered because we feel that, oh, that person is being too authentic without, you know, um, minding what other people think. Now, both these responses are actually right, and our response really depends on us and where we are. When we feel inspired, we are meeting that other person with a generous heart. We see the possibility. We're able to hold space for them. But when we get triggered, it's actually a sign for us that um, it can be a sign for different things. One thing is that we realize, oh, this other person does not share the same values that I have, and that's a sign of clarity for me. Or maybe I see something in that other person, that something actually lives in me and I've not accepted yet. I've not accepted that thing inside me yet, or I've not forgiven myself for it. And this is where discernment is required on our part. We return to awareness and mindfulness, and we make sure that no boundaries are being crossed. And what's important is not to project our judgment on that other person, and to be mindful that our actions or our words do not become ungracious. But sometimes we don't know how to set the boundaries, or how to set the boundaries in gracious ways. So what do? We ghost that person. We just, let them go. We say we don't have the capacity to deal with them, and we just leave. Other times the charge can be too much for us, and if we don't know healthy ways to transform the charge, we might say something offending, or we might gossip behind their back. Now, imagine that you are in the shoes of that other person. You are the authentic one, and you are on the receiving end of someone's judgment or someone's projection. You're either being ghosted or you're being criticized. And what do you feel if you're not aware that this is on them? You might feel that there's something wrong with you, and you feel that or you don't belong. And some of us might start playing small or pretending to be someone we're not. We might people please and repress our authenticity. And some of us might get very reactive, like we might go to extremes. We misuse our authenticity, and we start doing things on purpose to spite people, to rebel. Um, or we might use our authenticity as an excuse. Not our authenticity. We might use the concept of authenticity as an excuse to justify our unaccountable behavior. Like we throw back the ungraciousness in other people's faces. Now, both these extremes don't get us anywhere. They create a lack of honesty in our relationships. They create disconnection and surface level interactions. And what happens, the genuine meaning behind our words and our actions and everything we create, the genuine meaning gets lost. And we also lose the connection to ourselves. So when this gift shuts down, the gift of authenticity shuts down, we start feeling like, we're just playing a smaller version of ourselves. So authenticity is not pretending to be someone we're not. It's not people pleasing. It's not trying to contort ourselves to fit other people's expectations. It's also not playing small, like it's not dimming our light. And also it's not about reacting. It's not about using and going to extremes, um, using as I said, the concept of authenticity to uh, to justify being not accountable or not mindful or not gracious. And when we do all these, the pretending, the people pleasing, the playing small, or the reacting, what happens again? We lose connections to our truth. And this builds up as stress, as every we become very irritable, and sometimes we just get overwhelmed. We react very quickly, we explode, and we feel drained more easily. We feel heavy or stuck. And also deeper, we kind of lose our sense of purpose. We still know that we were meant for something more, but we can't quite access that something. We can't allow it into reality is. When true authenticity is present, it is coming from a pure heart that is simply expressing the beauty of life, the joy of being alive. And, when you're authentic, you just feel home. You feel at home in your own skin. You're not trying, you're just being. You're being your own natural self. And you're radiating your magnetism. It's just radiating out of you. Here's one important thing. You are a conduit of your truth. And your truth in this case, it's like a divine frequency that is coming from source of life, and it's coming through you. You're the conduit of that frequency. You're the vessel through which that frequency is expressing. And when you really allow it to move through you without you putting your conditions on it, without you pretending to be someone you're not, that's when this frequency, this truth really starts to support you in life, because it draws in the right people, like the aligned opportunities, and the synchronicities. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. Why? Because your energy is open, it is clear, you're expressing it, and it's just attracting to you what really supports you. And you know what else? Like your authenticity also gives the people around you, and the people who are ready, it gives them permission to drop their masks and be real. And they start remembering who they are. And um, like you don't need to try or force anything. They just feel that when they are around you. And now, for people who are not ready, you might trigger them. But again, that trigger might actually be a gift to them if they know how to deal with the trigger. Because if, if they hear you speak or if they see your presence and they get triggered, that trigger might spark in them the clarity that they need. And and you end up bringing the truth into these spaces where sometimes where there is fear, there is silence, there is conformity, but you bring your truth into that and you can create real transformation in people's lives. Now, three signs that you already have a strong sense of authenticity. Number one, people are naturally drawn to you. Like you notice that when you're simply yourself, people just respond strongly to you. They open up, they trust you, they tell you, they say things to you that, well, you're not trying to lead or impress someone, but they just come to you naturally. The second sign is inside you, you really feel a strong pull to speak your truth and be real, even when, um, it's uncomfortable, or that it's not the right time and space, but you just can't help yourself. You just need to blurt it out. And the third sign is that, again, it's similar to the first one, where you find yourself in situations where you are influencing others, or you're kind of catalyzing them into waking up. Um, you're just not trying, but it just happens naturally. Now, pause and really imagine a situation where you are giving yourself permission to be your most authentic self. Now, imagine that you already know how to deal with the people who are projecting their judgments on you. And imagine the freedom and the fulfillment you experience in those moments. Now, if this sparks something in you, I'm inviting you to watch my next episode, episode 3.2, where I'm going to show you how we nurture the gift of authenticity and how we actually deal with the people who project their judgments on us. And I'm going to talk about the secret ingredient that would activate and expand this gift. And I'm going to answer all these questions using the gene keys and the codon ring of fire. Thank you for listening. I will see you on the next episode.